What's up, guys? Obviously, we're live for the boxing. It's me alone, by the way. Nick is recovering. Um, Nick isn't going to be able to make it for today's live and for um, the live for Keyshawn Davis still. I've literally just got home, so I don't know where we are in the card. So, man, then update me on the live. Can you let me know where we are? You man, hit the like button and subscribe on the way in. I'll wait for the live to build up with a few people, but on your way in, obviously hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and that. Let me know if it's coming through clean as well. Um, yeah, I generally don't know where we are in this card. Shout out to 88. Oh yeah, it's peak, bro. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It's peak. It is peak. Yo, shout out to Ahmad. You man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Solo thing, yeah, man. Nick isn't gonna make today's live. Obviously, we're gonna be live for this fight and Keyshawn. I'll be live for both of them. Um, I'll see if Rance jumps on as well. Rance probably would want to be more live for the Keyshawn Davis fight than anything because Keyshawn's Rance guy still. So if anything, he's gonna be live for that. If he's gonna be live for Dave Allen, it'll be later in the day. But as it stands right now, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be um me for now, innit? If Rance jumps on, then Rance jumps up. But on the way in, you man hit the like button, subscribe to the video. That. By the way, I don't know if you lot have seen, but this week's podcast, we emphasize man them subscribing. So throughout this entire chat, I'm gonna ask more for subscriptions than likes, though, because most people are watching but ain't subscribing. All right, cool. Let me go through some of these comments. Ahmad, shout out to you, bro. AT is peak. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I don't know if you watched this week's football podcast. Most of you lot probably didn't. If you watched this week's football podcast, we actually spoke about Chelsea and why Chelsea needed that win today still. Because it could have saved their not saved their season, but like you could have ended with some form of silverware. But losing and losing how you lost, I think is just like sums up everything that's wrong with the club right now. Because what? This is another game where you lot failed to score. You know what I'm saying? And it's a cup final. At some stage, you hope that they could just roll the dice. And if you lot do get Xabi Alonso, it's peak because Xabi Alonso's got like boardroom problems, but he's also got problems on the pitch as well. Like you lot got a different manager and he still can't get a song out of you lot. So it's peak. 8 finals. 80 says 8 finals at Wembley in a row. Bruv, it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keyshawn missing weight again. Bro, I don't know if you saw this week's podcast. We spoke about Keyshawn Davis, but after like you lot will see, like, to be honest with you, I'm gonna talk more about Keyshawn Davis on the Keyshawn Davis live. I'm like not surprised that he's missed weight because he's just genuinely not like he does. He's a waste of talent, isn't it? And he's just wasting his career, bro. Like I said in this week's live that he shouldn't even have been fighting at 140. He was talking about fighting Devin Haney, calling out Teofimo Lopez and all of these guys, and Conor Ben. But you're fighting at 40, bro. And it's not even like you're fighting at 40 and you can make weight at 40. You can't. So his career's going down the piss, bro. Mali says might as well move up again. Bro, this is my point. Like, he's going through divisions without even accomplishing anything. It looks like, oh, her team just took a drop. Looked like a knockdown, but it wasn't. But yeah, bro, he's going through these divisions for no reason. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like he's going through these divisions and winning major honors. He had the one win against Boacek at 135. But then he moved up to 135, 140 before he even got like proper action at 135. Now he's at 140. He's had like what 2 fights. Jermaine Ortiz's fight was the best performance of his career. You would have thought maybe a Gary Antoine Russell fight at 40, but he's not making that either. Like, bro, I'm gonna talk about him more in his actual when we talk about his life still. I think Rance is going to be going to the fight in Doncaster. If he is, then he'll probably come back for the Keyshawn Davis fight. Still, I haven't heard from Rance today. Nick spoke to Rance, so it'll probably be for Keyshawn still. I tuned for a bit in the Arsenal section. Nick was saying bare BS. Yeah, Bro, if you in the actual full podcast, you man support the podcast, bro. Like, so we do 2 podcasts a week. Probably we do 2 live streams a week. Or in this case, it's been 3 live streams because we also got the weekly football wrap-up show. You man tune into that as well. And then I'm gonna be live 2 times today. So we're giving you a lot of work still, not to mention a bunch of shorts and a bunch of other content. I don't know if you lot have seen, but like everything we're doing, like we're just trying to like up the work rate a bit still around the world. Shout out to you, salute to you, bro. If you are new, subscribe to the channel. You man, subscribe, hit the subscription button because bare you man are watching but not subscribing. Shane, do you think Michael Crouch's achievement is less impressive since up to 6 Premier League teams might qualify for the Champions League next season? I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about how he's galvanized the team and he's got the team playing for him. He's got the fans back on board. You think about the fact that he beat City and Arsenal, beat Liverpool, beat Chelsea. So he's shown that he can win big games. He's shown that he can get us playing at times attractive football. I know at times you've played quite boring as well, but he's got us. And then also finishing third has some form of currency because I think when you look at where we were at the start of the season, I said I'll take a top 8 finish. At the end of the season, we're finishing third, and a lot of Man United fans are looking forward to next season. I think the way they've done it as well is really good because have given him a deal where they haven't given him like a 5-year deal. It's like if he does fail next season, you just get rid of him, innit? So I think what they've done as well is good. But we'll talk about that on this week's weekly wrap-up football show. So you man tune into that. Um, YouTube doesn't recommend me the football pod. Well, you subscribe to the channel, innit? So just subscribe to put on the post notification bell, and then you will know. To be honest with you, the football podcast, we've done like 13 episodes, and some weeks is better than others. Like we're still trying to get a consistent football audience for like football. Some videos do better than others, whereas boxing is pretty consistent. So like obviously the more you lot subscribe, the more you lot share, the more we do the weekly wrap-up show, the more we started it near the end of the season. So next season, we're hoping football can be like a success for us because we do have interesting football takes that people do like. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, like on a general basis, Nick probably is known for football as much as he's known for boxing. Maybe not so much myself though. It could have gotten them European football true. By the way, sixth team qualifying for Champions League will make Europa League shit. That's very true. I mean, it's only top 6 if Aston Villa win, I think. Because if Aston Villa don't win, I don't think that's the case, but I could be wrong. Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn got all-time great talent, but he seems to lack an all-time great mindset. Bro, mentality is more than talent, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's an old saying, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. And I'm not saying Keyshawn don't work hard, but there's definitely a psychological problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Um Last week you saw Fabio Woodley fight Daniel Dubois, and Fabio Woodley doesn't have the technical ability. He might not even have the physical ability of AJ, but he has the mindset, he has the heart, and that's why he was way more competitive in the fight against Dubois. And his mindset gets him far. And a prime example of that is Dubois Dubois had a rematch close against AJ. AJ didn't take that. But Woodley took it, and people were questioning whether Woodley should take the rematch. And I'm like, bro, if this guy refused to quit when he was getting punched in the face in the ring, why do you think he's not going to take the rematch? The only thing that I do look at, and is that Eddie Hearn ringside? Shout out to Eddie Hearn for being ringside at a Queensbury show. I guess he's supporting Dave. But and that's Tang at the Tang ringside as well. The only thing I will say, and Lee Eaton at ringside, a few people at ringside. The only thing I will say though, and Rance brought this up to me, so shout out to Rance for this point. If you knew that Fabio Woodley had a rematch clause, would you not throw in the towel earlier if you were Ben Davison? Throw in the towel earlier so the man has a better chance in a rematch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like him being that beaten that he took for the last 3 rounds, especially, you could have saved him a few rounds, bro. Um, Hopefully he could get it together. Therefore, you man hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. More importantly, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, AJ's mindset is very questionable. More than questionable, bro. More than questionable. AJ's always been in this problem, bro. AJ's had this problem his whole entire professional career. In my opinion, he's had a mentality problem his entire professional career. Because even when he fought Dylan White, I saw mental fragilities in that fight. Yeah, he bit down on his gum shield, but he made that fight way more competitive than it needed to be because of his mindset. Because he bought into the Dylan White knew the only way he could win is in a firefight, and he bought into that firefight. Then you look at the Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight. Because Deontay Wilder knocked out Brazil in one round, he thought, "Cool, I'm gonna try and knock Andy Ruiz out in quick fashion," and he didn't, and he bought into that. And then when he lost to Andy Ruiz, we saw even more mental fragilities. And when he lost to Usyk, we saw even more mental fragilities. And then when he lost to Wardley, we saw even more mental fragilities. Mentally, he's just not been there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've always said he needs to take a trip to Oz. Do you know what I'm saying? Him and Dubois need to take a trip to Oz, bro. They both need to ask the Wicked Witch of the West for a brain, fam, because these men both are lacking the right mindset. I guess Dubois found some heart, so he must have already took a trip to Oz, bruv. Woodley wants to end his career instead of building a stronger base at this level of boxing. I disagree, Samson. I disagree, Samson. You gotta understand that Woodley was lucky to even win a world title anyway. At the best, if Woodley goes back to world level or just fringe world level, he might lose at that level. So Woodley can beat the Bois. He can beat the Bois. There's no one telling me that he can't beat the Bois. Woodley can be a two-time world champion. What you tell him to go back to domestic level and potentially lose there? The risk of Woodley losing at any level is high. Woodley almost lost to Fraser Clark at British level. Do you know what I'm saying? So Woodley can't afford to take steps back in his career and rebuild because I don't think he's got that level of ability anyway. He has to just keep trying to go forward and step forward because at the end of the day, he's gonna get found out anyway. So you gotta go back into the Lions den, bro. A man like Woodley can't afford to take steps back to take steps forward because taking steps back doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna grow. Do you know what I'm saying? Woodley's still making the same fundamental mistakes that he was making in his professional debut, bruv. Man was loading up right hands like he was a novice, but he lands. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's one of the like I've seen fighters try to take steps back and they just never get back to the top level. A prime example of that was Jarrett Hurd. I don't know if you guys know who Jarrett Hurd is. He made it to a unified champion at 154. He lost the fight to J Rock and he tried to rebuild, just never made it back to world level, bro. And that's sometimes how it goes for boxers. I know you guys don't like the Saudis' involvement in boxing, but what are your thoughts on their involvement in football? I think the difference with their involvement in football is there's a lot more policing. You've got FIFA, you've got the FA, you got UEFA, and then every country has their version of the FA. You don't have that in boxing. There's not enough governance. And money runs everything in boxing. Money doesn't run everything in football. So they can only have a certain amount of control. Um, After that fight, I noticed how bad Wardley's basic techniques are. But you should have noticed that in the Fraser Clark fight, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? In the Fraser Clark fight, he looked fundamentally weak. The problem is, or the difference was, he fought um he fought him in a rematch, and his power took him through, and that's gonna be the case again. There's bare comments, bro. You man hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be live for this fight. We're gonna be live for Keyshawn Davis later today. Bear you man watching and not hitting the subscribe button. I'm gonna keep saying it as well, bro. It's so peak because like levels when we done the analytics, it was like 25% of you man watch are actually subscribed. Yeah, I agree with Rants, but Wardley can just hit you with something, then it's lights out. I know, but after a while, you got to think about fighting to live to fight another day type of thing. Big up, Giovanni. Who wins this Hatton fight? I'm not gonna lie, I ain't been watching it in depth, but Doherty obviously, um, I ain't been watching it in depth still. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna pretend. I just know that Doherty's got what's his name? The man who runs Peacock. That's his coach. What's his name again? I actually interviewed him before a few times as well. He used to coach Daniel Dubois and a few other guys from Denzel Bentley and that. What was his name again? I can't remember. Um, you can't really fix Wardley. People think they can, as people think they can. No, you can potentially make him go in there with a better mindset, but in terms of fixing him, I don't think it works like that. I think against the bar, AJ got caught cold. AJ, I think cooking with Usyk will help his potentially help his engine, but mentally he's still broken. He's still a broken fighter, and I don't think he gets any better mentally, especially after the crash. Still, but shout out to you, Michael Maxwell. Still, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I think Ben Davison is looking suspect at as a top trainer. I don't think so. I think Ben Davison is the exact fighter. He's got his limitations and he's got his strengths. You know what I'm saying? Ben Davison is the same guy who got Josh Taylor to undisputed. Or was that Shane McGuigan? One of the two. Ben Davison was the same guy who got um uh I think that was Shane McGuigan as well. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure it was Shane McGuigan. I'm pretty sure it was Ben Davison who got Josh Taylor to undisputed. So you can't really say that. Ben Davison got a Fury back fighting at world level and coached him through the first few Wilder fight. Ben Davison's a decent trainer. I mean, if you're looking at him as a world class elite operator, then no, I can probably name 10 coaches better than Ben Davison, but he's still a good trainer. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and that. He can beat Dubois, but the way he loses reduces the longevity of his career because they will most likely try and feed him to another upcoming fight. No, to be fair, the way Woodley's been maneuvered in his career has actually been quite good. I think Woodley's been maneuvered correctly. I think the Dubois fight probably shouldn't have been the fight they were looking for. I think they probably should have looked at a Hrgovic potentially. But you know what? Like Dubois, hindsight's always 2020 in it because I think he could have beat Dubois. So yeah, he should have fought Charlo when he had the chance, but left it late. I don't blame Woodley for the rematch. Exactly. Giovanni knows what he's talking about. When he fought J Rock, he could have fought Charlo, but he decided to go back to rebuild his career, and he just never made it back to world level. He should just went right back in there with Charlo, bro. Hurd won the titles because he was massive at 154, but that would only go so far, 1,000,000%. But the same way we put an asterisk at Hurd, he looked quite poor. Like he looked bad against Erislandy Lara. There was a fight where he fought on the Wilder and Fury undercard. It was against a British fighter, and he looked shit in that fight as well. And then he looked shit in another fight. He looked shit in a lot of fights, and then he fought Jarrett Hurd lost. A guy who was also weight bullying at 154 as well. Football is very controlled or governed sport. Yeah, definitely. Not even close. Woodley could win the rematch, but he needs to make the right adjustments. But can he? The biggest adjustment he needs to make is mentally. He needs to be a little bit more patient and pick his punches a bit more. Big up, Shane. Yeah, big you up, bro. Shout you up, bro. Love for tuning in. Jarrett Hurd issue was the weight cut. His walk around weight was about. I knew a few people who used to train with Jarrett Hurd. The problem wasn't even just the weight, but he did rely a lot on weight advantage. But he also used to get hit a lot, bro. He used to get hit a lot. Like he used to get hit with big punches, a lot, and he just used to walk forward behind this ugly high guard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like in the Erislandy Lara fight, he was just lucky that Erislandy Lara couldn't crack that much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you think about it, I remember when um when people were talking about Charlo versus Jarrett Hurd, and I was like, bro, that is a terrible fight for Jarrett Hurd. I remember when was it? What was that guy's name? Tony Harrison beat Jarrett Hurd. I know Tony Harrison beat Charlo. And I was like, if I was Jarrett Hurd, I'll try and make that Tony Harrison fight as soon as possible. Because Jarrett Hurd's style would have been all wrong for Tony Harrison. And then Jarrett Hurd could have been a three-time world champion. He would have had 3 belts, 3 out of 4. So obviously Tony Harrison ended up losing to Charlo, but yeah, it looks like Hatim's getting beaten up now. Still, he's definitely getting walked down and getting caught. He's trying to fight off the back foot, but the back foot fighting style looks more like he's just running and retreating still. Um, Shane rank this fight GOAT, legend, great. Rank these fighters. What fighters are you talking about? Dubois is Dubois a good fighter. Wardley's a good fighter. Foreman's a legend. Fraser legend. Ali GOAT. Mike Tyson legend. Tyson Fury legend. Usyk legend. AJ. I guess he's a great fighter. He's got a great resume. He's had a great career. I definitely say he's got a great career. Parker, a good fighter. Chisora, a good fighter, and Wilder, a good fighter. Where was I? Shane, do you think Dave Allen has a chance to win? Of course he does. It's heavyweight boxing, and he could. Dave Allen's biggest problem is he can't be the He can't be the betting favorite. If he's the betting favorite, he loses. Dave Allen's always got a chance as an underdog. Do you know what I'm saying? And Hrgovic cuts up easy. So if Dave Allen can land some big punches, then he can win. But the problem is Hrgovic is actually fundamentally so much better than Dave Allen. So the basic punches. I remember when Dave Allen fought David Price, and everybody thought Dave Allen was gonna knock out David Price. And I was one of the few people that said Dave Allen is fundamentally so bad. And I know David Price is good. So I know David Price is chinny, but David Price actually has good fundamentals. He just doesn't have a chin. So if he can stick to his fundamentals, he will cause Dave Allen some big problems. And I actually think this fight might be quite similar to that, you know. I think this fight might be similar to Dave Allen versus David Price still. You man hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all of that. If Wardley can hide the right hand better, he can therefore get the ball out of there. He can, but more importantly, he just needs to be a bit more patient with it, feint a bit more. Don't just load up on the right hand. Again, one thing I liked about Wardley in the rematch against Fraser Clark, and even in the early rounds against Parker, he was jabbing to the body. So when he was throwing the overhand right, it was disguised behind a jab to the body. If Wardley can just be a bit more patient, throw shots that from different angles, because Wardley does throw level punches, like he does throw at different levels. So if he can do that, he could actually he could present a different look that can cause some problems. And the biggest thing is, I don't think it's a case of him winning on points again. I just feel like he just needs to limit the damage that he gets on him and maybe put a bit of doubt in Wardley and Dubois' mind. Josh Taylor got worse under Ben Davison. He should have never left Barry. I actually feel like the issue with Josh Taylor was his level of opposition just got better. You look at Josh Taylor, when he fought Jack Catterall, firstly, I thought Josh Taylor lost to Regis Prograis. That was the first thing. Then he fought Jose Ramirez, and Jose Ramirez stylistically was all right for him. When he fought Jack Catterall was all wrong for him because Jack Catterall fights in reverse and can actually box off the back foot. The problem that Josh Taylor has is he's just not very athletic. So if anyone is more athletic than him, they're gonna just expose his athletic deficiencies. So that's the problem. And Jose Ramirez couldn't do that. So when he became undisputed, I knew that was gonna happen because he was fighting a guy who's also defensively, bruv. Hatim's getting hit with some straight right hands like he can't see them. I don't know what's going on there still. Jarrett Hurd already stopped Harrison before. I know, but that's what I'm saying. The style was all wrong for Harrison. But Harrison beat Charlo. Do you know what I'm saying? Harrison beat Charlo. So at that time, I want to say Mungia was WBO champion. Hurd had 2 belts, and Harrison had the WBC. We ended up that Charlo ended up becoming undisputed when he beat Castano. And I think he beat, what was that guy's name? Can't remember the guy's name. The guy that ended up beating J-Rock. What's his name again? Rosario? I want to say Rosario. I saw how many people ranking wrong. I saw many people ranking wrong. Oh, first. Thoughts on Loma coming out of retirement. That tells me you didn't watch this week's podcast of Only Facts Sports. I speak about that in a segment. In my opinion, it's good timing. I think when he retired when Shakur and Tank was still champion. Now they're not champion anymore. It's like he's coming out of retirement to get an easy lick. Lomachenko's always wanted to become undisputed. He couldn't do it at 26, couldn't do it at 30. He tried to do it at 35. And this is his best chance to do it at 35 because Shakur's going up to 40. And Tank's, I don't know where Tank is. Tank is in no man's land right now. Usyk as the same, I don't know what that means. Usyk as the same level with those fighters. Yeah, Usyk's a legend. Sorry about that. To be fair, if we consider heavyweights only, no, Nick is not going to be live today. Nick is just not going to make it still. Yeah, Hurd's defense was lacking. Up the likes and big up Salah Sense. No, Salah Sense was last month's sponsor still. But big up Salah Sense anyway. Yeah, you man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Bear you man watching not subscribed. So I'm gonna keep emphasizing to subscribe to the channel. It's gonna be like an advert still. Shout out to Leo Atang still. Dev Sani interviewing Leo Atang. I don't know what Dev Sani's doing there. I thought he don't work for Queensbury anymore. I used to work, I worked on a couple shows with Dev Sani before. He's a cool guy. Hurd beat Harrison to win his first title. He knocked Tony Harrison out. I actually remember that knockout as well. But yeah, Harrison ended up winning the title again. With his story, Wilder is a legend in my books. In your books, but not in my books. Legend. He's got a great career. He's got some good names on his resume, and he's definitely. I mean, he's Olympic bronze medalist, and he's the last American. I think he's the last American to actually win a medal at the Olympics. I think so. I think he's the last Olympian to win a medal at the Olympics. So he definitely will go down as a modern day legend for American heavyweights. Definitely. Rosario, yeah, it was Rosario. I was right. Loma, greatest duck of all time. I want to say he's the greatest duck of all time, but this is definitely good matchmaking. I mean, Top Rank probably gave him a call and said, "Yo, we got Murataya here, and we got Abdullah Mason here. That's 2 quick belts that you can get, and then the other 2 belts are vacant." Do you know what I'm saying? Shout out to C Cave. I've never seen you before, but hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I think he's just doing it because it's a nice time, it's a convenient time. I'm gonna get some water. Bear with me for a second. For those who don't know, I will be live for Keyshawn Davis versus Nahir Albright. Shout out to Nahir Albright as well. I know a couple guys. Shout out to my boy YSM. I've been hearing about Albright for probably the best part of 6 years, 5 years. They've been telling me about this guy Albright. A few of my guys in America have been telling me about him. So, and in my opinion, he beat Frank Martin in his last fight as well. But I'll get into that when we're covering that fight. I mean, Usyk and Mike Tyson at the same level. I think Usyk's better than Mike Tyson still. I'm not going to lie to you. Torres won silver for USA. Oh, yeah, he did, innit? He did. I forgot about that. Run up the likes, people. Sub and hit the like button. Yeah, defo. Love my bro. World champ. Hey, man. I low-key want Nahir Albright to win. I mean, Nahir Albright. Oh! I thought Doherty got dropped, but it was not a knockdown. I mean, no, Albright would actually do something positive with that win. I mean, if Keyshawn wins, I don't know what does he even do with it. Like he's a guy that I don't even know, bro. Like, bro, I'm gonna talk more about Keyshawn on the live, innit? Like, genuinely, I've been sold on Keyshawn Davis in terms of talent, but Keyshawn Davis actually needs that proper management. Like, I know he's being managed by Jay Prince, but I've always advised that Keyshawn needs to leave Jay Prince because Jay Prince, it doesn't have a big enough boxing appetite. Right, yeah, it looks like and that team got saved by the bell there. I've always said Jay Prince doesn't have a big enough boxing appetite to maneuver someone like Keyshawn Davis's career. Like he's got enough time for Shakur and barely enough time because I could even question Shakur's career. But the difference is Shakur's an elite all-time great talent, but he's also got an all-time great like top rank put a lot of money behind him. Then he's also come up with the likes of Devin Haney, Tank, Shakur, Ryan Garcia. So his name will always be attached to other big fighters. Keyshawn needs proper promotion and proper management, which he hasn't had so far. And he's always gonna be in Shakur's shadow. I used to watch you on Goodfellas podcast. Oh my days, bro. Oh my days. Then you are original follower of Shane. You see C Cave, yeah? If you bruv, C Cave, you need to tell these man, yeah. Before I used to do Nick's channel, I used to do my boy's channel called Jeff, yeah. Shout out to G5 Jeff TV, that's my guy. I used to on that podcast, it was like you think we go in depth in terms of boxing now. We used to go in depth in terms of boxing then. Like back then, bro. Shout out to Blunt, shout out to Jeff. If you've been watching us from that long, then you're a proper supporter still. Because I remember that name even looks familiar. I can't even lie to you. But subscribe to this channel because this is where my boxing. I still go on Jeff's channel, just my brother to the day I die. But this is where I do most of my boxing content now. Still, I can't even lie. That is mad. Still, the fact that you said that is mad. Yeah, that's mad. Himanshu, the world champion gimmick I was doing is gone. Yeah, it has to be gone, blood. I have a feeling Loma could be going to Zafar. No, Loma will stay at top rank. I think. I don't see the money behind but Zafar just signing anyone, so you might be right. What happened to Johnny Fisher? Is he still fighting? He is, but obviously he's got to rebuild his career. The last time I heard about Johnny Fisher, I heard he might fight Pat Brown, but I don't know if that's true. I don't even like that's just domestic level stuff. I'd say Jay Prince is clearly putting all his effort in towards. I agree. I couldn't agree more, Samson. I agree that there's just literally I couldn't agree more. Yeah, bruv. That show to be fair, me and Nick's gonna start doing like in-depth analysis on this show as well. But obviously you gotta understand that at that time, also people need to understand, like for me, I'm a boxing aficionado, bro. Like I'm deep into boxing. So like I can go to any country in the world and speak in-depth boxing. Some people can only do it in England. Some people you'll find out who's who. Like some people will only be live for Dave Allen. And then some people will only be live for Keyshawn. I can talk hours for any boxing, like at any level. And when I was on that podcast, I used to do the same thing. Nick has that same level of appetite, but the difference with Nick is Nick understands YouTube and understands the market and what people are looking for. And to be honest with you, top tier boxing analysis is very niche. So whilst we still can do that, and we will be bringing that into boxing, and we still do it to a certain degree, there's a certain level of bravado and entertainment that also needs to come with it. Not saying that the other show wasn't entertaining, but the primary and secondary concern was making sure we were talking proper boxing. Loma will clear out 135. Yeah, that's what I think he's gonna do. He's always wanted to be undisputed. Do you know what I'm saying? And if he comes back at 38 and clears that 135, it's not a great 135, but undisputed is undisputed. And if he's able to do that at 38, you gotta give him credit, innit? And he'll go that he's already an all-time great. Pat Brown is fighting Hedges, I swear. Yeah, I think they were looking to make that fight after because Pat Brown is probably Eddie Hearn's next ticket. And obviously, he can just feed Johnny Fisher to Pat Brown because their audience will be similar. You know what I'm saying? British white heavyweight. But another thing I was going to say is because of how intelligent our boxing audience is on this channel, we can't feed you crap. Like I was talking about Tony Harrison and Jarrett Hurd, which is a tangent. And it ended up creating like a next discussion. And you could only do that if your audience understands and can follow you down these tangents, which you guys can. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know boxing. I remember I watched some content from Goodfellas too. Oh, swear, shout out to you, bro. Yeah, that was me, my boy Boxing First Vlog, and G5 Jeff TV. We used to do that pretty much every day, bruv. You done like over 150 episodes there. I know Keyshawn is serious once he leaves J Prince. I agree. I agree. Um, when he left Bomac, I thought that was a sign for good things to come. Because he left Bomac because he wanted to be the main guy in the gym, to then just be a side man in the next gym that he went into, and then he is a side man to Shakur. Doesn't make sense, bro. Yeah, therefore up the likes. I actually even seen how much people have liked the video. Let me go and check. I'm gonna set a likes target of 30 likes. So if there's not 30 likes, then definitely there's something wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely something wrong. Because there's bare you man here still. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, you man are supposed to support the thing and that. But up this, like, you man hit the subscribe button. Yeah, come on, bro. Double the likes. And yeah, you man keep subscribing if you ain't subscribed already. Do you think we could see a Tomo versus a Tank early in their career? No. No chance. A Tang, they're going to try and build him so carefully. I'm saying so carefully. Maybe at some stage, but I'm not convinced by a Tang anyway. I think they need to model a Tang as a boxer, like an actual boxer, like off the back foot boxer, because he's not an AJ. Even though he's a light-skinned muscle man, people are trying to compare him to AJ, but he's not that still. He's not that at all. Tang's got a really good boxing pedigree behind him as well, so they need to just model him as like a boxer. Looks like we're going to be here for a while still because I don't even know where we are in the card, but most of these fights look like they're going the distance. Yeah, you man hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video if you haven't shared already. Yeah, man. I'll tell you the truth, bro. You see, one thing I'll tell you about Queensbury shows, yeah. Queensbury shows historically, because I used to go to bare Queensbury shows, like bare Queensbury shows, especially their ones at York Hall. This was when they were at BT Sports. This wasn't even TNT. This is BT Sports time. You see their shows, yeah. If they got a dead main event, their undercard is amazing. You see, if they got a good main event, their undercard is shocking, bro. One thing I'll tell you about Eddie Hearn, no matter what, other than yesterday, and shout out to Paddy Donovan as well. In fact, I'm gonna go on a bit of a tangent. Sorry, you man. Can somebody tell me how the hell does Chakadzian keep getting opportunities for the IBF? He fought Boots for as an IBF final eliminator. Then he fought Boots in an I as an I for the IBF title as a mandatory. Then he fought Paddy Donovan for the IBF number one contender mandatory again. How does this guy keep losing and getting opportunities with the IBF? What is actually going on in the world in with the IBF and this guy? Is this guy related to them or something? And normally the IBF is good with their rankings. I generally don't understand. It's not even like there's not other guys at 147. I don't understand that. Like, how is Chikadzian just always highly ranked in the IBF? I don't know if you man have noticed this, but every minute, like, shout out to, and I'm so glad. I'm so flipping glad Paddy Donovan beat Chikadzian. Because honestly, I don't want to see Paddy Donovan versus Crocker again. I don't want to see that fight. But I definitely didn't want to see Chikadzian get another world title fight, especially for the IBF, bro. I don't understand this. I don't even remember what I was talking about before I even brought it up. But yeah. Alan ain't beating no Hrgovic. I agree. Shout out to Mac. That's my guy, Mac. F Texas, shout out to F Texas, another loyal subscriber. If Hrgovic wins today, I don't mind the Toma versus Hrgovic. We spoke about that today. You know that you don't watch this week's podcast, did you? Because we spoke about that this week. You man don't really support the team, bro. Yeah, he must. He honestly must have the bro. I genuinely don't understand this. Someone has to explain to me how this guy has had 3 final eliminators for the IBF belt and lost every single one. How is this guy still getting opportunities, bro? I genuinely don't understand. Boots' resume is slowly getting worse. I don't think so. You can't say that if he's about to fight Xander Zayas still. You can't say that. But I know what you mean. It's aging badly because Paddy Donovan just beat Chikadzian, but he beat him by a split decision. Still, he didn't dominate him. Like, Boots dominated him. Now I only missed this week. I still watched it after the stream. Oh, fair enough. I respect it still. Fair enough. You shouldn't miss any episode though, Ahmad. You're a big time follower still. You're a big time follower. Um. Well, I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about Queensbury shows. One thing I say about Eddie Hearn shows is there will always be a fight on the undercard that will get your interest. Like Levels, I don't really know the last time I watched a Queensbury card and thought, yeah, this is a bad boy undercard. Like last week, the undercard was decent, but the main event really was what sold it, innit? Man, hit the like button, subscribe to the video and that. I swear I started it, but I didn't finish the whole episode. Fair enough. Bruv, you see when you're doing these podcasts by yourself, yeah, and you gotta do the bulk of the talking, your throat dries out quick, bruv. It's mad. I think Natim's got the same coach and say, oh, that's why Rance is there. Natim, I think, has the same coach and trainer as Rance. Because his coach is the one who used to coach Dylan White. One day I'm gonna speak to this guy, yeah, and I wanna know what the logic was behind Dylan White coming out Southpaw against Tyson Fury still. And to be honest with you, it actually worked, fam. He should have stayed Southpaw the whole fight. Because that first round, I think Dylan White actually won. I actually want to know the logic behind that. Because even though it was wild, it actually worked. When I speak to Rance, if I speak to Rance today, I'm gonna ask Rance about that, Because Rance, there must have been some logic behind it. Because it actually worked. Queensbury got worse when the zone became the home of boxing. I mean, Queensbury still put on some good fights. I mean, last week was a Queensbury show, so we can't really say that. But yeah, next week we got a big fight though. I swear next week is Usyk. Is next week Usyk? Or is that the last weekend of the month? No, the last weekend of the month is Ford versus Shaki and Bivol versus Effet. And I'm pretty sure next week we got Giasov versus Jack Catterall and Usyk versus Rico. But the Giasov versus Jack Catterall fight is the fight I'm more interested in anyway. Doherty should win this fight by unanimous decision. I think it's for the British title as well. So shout out to Doherty. try and win it outright. Hatim was chatting bears about wanting Louis. It's what you do though, innit? You gotta sell yourself, innit? He said that should live stream the podcast like how X switched. Explain what you mean, bro. Live stream the podcast like how X switched. What do you mean? Explain what you mean. I don't exactly know what you mean. Yeah, you sit next week and Shiraz next week. Oh yeah, Shiraz is fighting next week as well. Assuming Hrgovic beats Allen and you and Nick said they could make Hrgovic versus Tamo, how do you man see that fight going potentially? I see a Tamo either winning by facial damage or by a knockout. The Tama's gonna beat down that dude bad, bro. Hrgovic is slow like molasses. Hrgovic is gonna do Moses is gonna do that dude something wicked. Trust me. He's gonna do that dude something wicked. He's gonna beat that dude like he's his child. That is gonna be domestic violence at its finest, bro. That's not even domestic violence. That's just violence. It is going to be a violent day. Moses Atama is gonna light this dude up with combinations bro. He's gonna damage him, bro. He's gonna damage him, damage him, damage him. There's a few people I see giving Moses Atama problems right now that I can realistically see they're giving him trouble. I think obviously Wardley can give everyone trouble, and the bar can give everyone trouble. I think Fury gives him trouble because Fury will just use his legs and his feet. I think Usyk obviously gives him trouble. Another person who I actually think gives him trouble, and you man are gonna laugh at me when I say this. And I understand, laugh at me when I say this. But the person who I actually think gives him trouble is Richard Riakporhe. And I know people are gonna be like, why do you think that? Because Richard Riakporhe is terrible. He's terrible, terrible technically. But Richard Riakporhe hits like a brick. And Richard Riakporhe, Moses Tom ain't gonna respect Richard. He's just gonna go in there with no regard. And Richard Riakporhe has power in left hand, right hand, uppercut, body shots, overhand right. This dude throws heat in every hand, and he actually has a decent chin. And he does physically impose himself. Like Richard Riakporhe is an ugly fighter. He will punch, he will hug, he will hold, he will wrestle. I actually think Richard Riakporhe should be the fight that Moses Itama looks for next if he really, really, really wants to test. That Rico guy is very famous in kickboxing. Like I don't know anything about kickboxing. I'm not even a kickboxing casual. Do you think Keyshawn gets the stoppage tonight? He's gonna definitely go for it. He's gonna definitely go for it. I think Miller would be trouble for him. Miller's too easy to hit, and Miller don't have any power. So Miller will just get hit with punches, just keep getting hit with punches, hit with punches. And the problem is, Moses don't mind fighting in reverse. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Miller's big, but Miller isn't. He doesn't hug. He doesn't throw people around the ring. He just stalks fighters. As long as you can fight at a high pace, Miller will at least get him to the second half of a fight. So he will test his stamina. So I understand where you're coming from. What? Usyk, Fury, and Miller. Both of you are saying Miller. I'm not sure. The fact that the boy is 20 is crazy. Nobody talks about it. But the boy can become the greatest heavyweight since the 2000s once his career is over. He can, but some of his losses are horrible, bruv. He would have to. For me, I want to see the winner. I want to see Fury fight the boy. Um, if he beats, let's say the boy beats Fury and he beats Caballero, and let's say he beats Moses Atama. If he gets those 3 wins, he'll go down as one of Britain's greatest ever heavyweights. And you know what? You can make the argument that he'll go down as Britain's greatest ever heavyweight ahead of Lennox. Because the only thing is the Usyk losses, bad, bro. The Usyk losses were bad, fam. That's the problem. Those Usyk losses were bad. The problem with Okoli is Okoli respects Moses Atama too much because they sparred a lot. Moses Atama, Okoli respects him too much. So mentally, I don't know if he will give up too much of an advantage. Oh yeah, Bam Rodriguez is fighting on the 13th of June as well. So we'll be live for that. Why are they not advertising Raymond Ford versus Raymond Ford? They're advertising flipping Ghana. They should be advertising Raymond Ford as well. If he gets those 3 wins, Usyk resume aged like fine wine. Trust me. Trust me. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the exact same thing. Um, Samson says at this point the bar's experience at this level has become a huge advantage. 1,000,000%, bro. 1,000,000%. Mentally, is there not enough? You got brown. We do whatever's there and then do the brown. Yeah, that's cool. Would you want cheese sandwich? No, I prefer that. I think stylistically, a Coley the problem with stylistically, you're right. Stylistically, you're right. But I don't think men because they've shared the ring, familiarity will kind of because Moses is so familiar with Okoli. Do you know what I'm saying? So he would be able to go through that fight mentally and without being mentally tested. Whereas Riakpo will test him mentally. Plus Riakpo hits harder than Okoli as well. No, I'm not sure. It's my mom. By the way, why is there no hype around the World Cup? This is the most dead World Cup I've ever seen. I think because football's been kind of dead, the World Cup's been kind of dead as well. One thing you cannot say is the bar ducked unlike. Who did Usyk duck? Who did Usyk duck? Samson, who did Usyk duck? Do you think Atama fight the winner of tonight's main event? Yeah, I do. I do think that. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. As I was saying, yeah, not enough watchers are subscribers. So subscribe. I want to see an uptake in subscribers. By the end of the month, I want to see like a significant improvement in subscriptions still. It's free in it. Like, man, I'm not even charging you for nothing. Usyk ducked Parker and Wardley. I don't know if he ducked them, but yeah, he ducked them. He ducked them. He ducked them. He ducked them. Yeah, fair enough. I don't think he ducked them because he was afraid of them though, but he definitely did duck them. And he definitely ducked. He definitely ducked Wardley because to fight when you didn't fight Parker, at least he fought Dubois. He didn't fight Wardley to fight Rico. That's the part which kind of perplexes me. Do you know what I'm saying? Lol, if Allen wins tonight, what Moses would do to make no. Allen's not winning today. And I can't see Allen beating Moses anyway. I don't even think they would make Allen versus Moses. That would be pointless. How does that improve Moses's career? That one in the right hand. Yeah, Skippy. Regardless of the reason, he ducked the toughest competition that had earned the opportunity. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, yeah, no buts. Yeah, I agree. Um, I think because Wardley lost to Dubois, people are gonna forget about it. But he definitely did duck still. Do you think Allen retires if he loses? It depends on how he loses, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes Allen will always be a name that you can sell to someone. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can make Allen versus Pat Brown. You can make Allen versus a Tang. You can make Allen versus bro. Any upcoming heavyweight, you can make Allen versus them because Allen's vulnerable enough to beat them, and the public know it. You know what I'm saying? What the F did man headbutt man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? I don't know what you mean. I must have missed it. I was going through the comments still. Yeah, up the likes, you man. Subscribe to the channel, but up the likes. I want to see more likes in on the chat as well. Woodley don't deserve the. Now, of course, he deserves the fight. Can you not deserve the fight, and you're man number one contender? Can you not deserve the fight? So what? Did Rico deserve the fight? What are you talking about, bro? Oh, I didn't even see that. Am I behind or something? I'm watching this live on the zone, so I don't know if I'm behind. Am I behind? I'm watching this live. I must have missed that. Big up the chat. But I'll be real, these English guys keep trying to bring in someone to challenge Usyk, but it don't matter. The duck talk is pointless because Usyk smacks them all. But that's not how boxing works, bro. That's not how boxing works, bro. You gotta fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Muhammad Ali lost to a fight that was 10-0 or 10-1 in Spinks. You know what I'm saying? Like people going into that fight probably would have said he would have won. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fight the best available opponent, bro. We can't allow guys to just cherry pick. You know what I'm saying? Dude, fight the best available opponent or retire. You know what I'm saying? You can't have. I ridiculed Canelo for not fighting Benavidez or Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? I ridiculed him for that. I ridiculed him for that. People could say, "Oh, he would have beat Demetrius Andrade." Maybe, but you gotta fight them. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like Usyk, you gotta fight them, bro. The wins were great, but Fury and AJ had questions around whether they were the best in the division. I think AJ definitely had a question of whether he was the best in the division. I don't think Fury did. I think at that time Fury was definitely the second best heavyweight in the world. I don't think you could name any heavyweight that was better than Fury at that time. The boy is his greatest win. No, Furious. For me, for me, his greatest win is Fury. Fury, AJ. The thing is, I don't know where. For me, the Bradis fight is better than the Bois win. For me, because the thing is, the Bradis fight didn't age as well as the Dubois wins aged. Because the Dubois since then has beaten AJ, he's beaten Miller, he's beaten Hrgovic, he's beaten Wardley. That wins age fantastically, and because he stopped him as well, that's what makes it even better. Yeah, bro, that Dubois win looks good still. I'm not even gonna lie. Fury just barely got through and Ngannou caught. I hear you, but name me a heavyweight that was better than him at the time. AJ and Fury, big egos are annoying. Just stay put and then fight each other so there's no slip up. Truth is, I don't mind them fighting each other. I'm not gassed about the fight, but it's not for a world title, so I don't even care. They can fight who they want. Fury, AJ, Belly. No, the Belly win doesn't go down that well for me because Belly was coming back down from cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he fought Belly when Belly was at cruiserweight, then it would have aged better. But there was a debate whether Belly was even the best at cruiserweight anyway, because Maris Bradis was there, Gassiev was there, Daughter Coast was there, and he beat all of those dudes. Do you know what I'm saying? So, well, he didn't beat Daughter Coast, but he beat Gassiev, who beat Daughter Coast, and he beat Bradis, who beat Daughter Coast. So he beat Hook as well. Did Did Usyk fight Lebedev? I don't think he did. But he beat a lot of good guys at cruiserweight. And he beat a lot of them. He beat Kovatsky as well. And he beat a lot of those guys at thank you. He beat a lot of those guys at in their hometown.
I apologize for you playing.
Usyk's cruiser run is crazy, trust me. Crazy. That's why a lot of people sleep on that. When he beat Hook, that's the most spiteful Usyk performance I've ever seen. Usyk went in that fight with some real spite still. I think Hook was criticizing, was talking real bad about him as well. Yeah, your list is wrong still. Are you on drugs? Did man say Joe Joyce was better than Fury? I'm going to give you an opportunity to take that back still. Because what you're talking about is a load of crap. Are you mad? Are you actually mad? I know why you're saying that because he beat Parker in it, but bro, nah, bro, come on, man. Joe Joyce is so slow. Fury to piece that dude up, bro. Yeah, he said something about his mom. Yeah, I thought so. See, bro, this is what I'm saying, yeah? My memory is decent, but I love the boxing fans that we have. Because I couldn't go on any channel and say that, and people know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. I can't get away with saying crap on this channel. Like, other people on their channel, like, I know who knows about boxing just by watching the first 10 minutes of a person's 5 minutes of a person's video. Because for me, I can't just say any and anything because people will correct me. I'm a boxing like encyclopedia, but the problem is I don't remember everything. So I remember he was saying something, but there's some nuanced things I can't remember. But yeah, I remember him saying something. I remember Usyk being spiteful in that fight still. It reminded me very similar of Ali versus, I want to say, Terrell. Come on, Samson. Yeah, come on, Samson. You're just smoking budge right now. I'm not saying that I'm saying you have to prove you can beat these people. You do have to prove it, but I'm not. I'm gonna allow hindsight to win this one still, because hindsight showed me that he wasn't ready for that. No one wants to see Usyk versus Benavidez. I can't lie. Yeah, definitely don't want to see that. Thoughts on Benavidez going to heavyweight to fight Usyk? Yeah. What Benavidez needs to do is do what he says and go back down to 175 and fight Bivol, or stay at cruiserweight and fight Jairo Pataya. The best fight, though, is Benavidez versus Bivol. That's arguably the best fight in boxing right now. If Benavidez goes into heavyweight, he's going to lose to Joe Dress. No, Joe Dress is shit still, but he'll definitely lose to, like, meaty guys still. Nah, Fury just needs good opposition to get the best out of him. If it's shit opposition, he just doesn't rate them. Like, he didn't rate Ngannou, so that's why he fought so crap. Benavidez just needs to dominate cruiser. He ain't moving to 175 anymore. But that's what he said. He said it, innit? So I'm gonna hold you to what you said. Shout out to Blade Runner. Truth be told, bro, we spoke about Keyshawn earlier today. We spoke about Keyshawn on the podcast, and I'm gonna speak about Keyshawn on the actual podcast later today. So I don't really want to talk about it now because I will just be regurgitating information because I literally spoke about it like maybe about 30 minutes ago. But I'll speak about it later today again for the podcast, for the live, because I'll be live for Keyshawn Davis first and I hear it all right. So just stay tuned in for that. Sorry, bro. But yeah. And if he does, at what cost? What are you talking about? Maybe I missed the comment before. Yeah, facts. I agree. At what cost? Regardless, Fury versus Joe Joyce was better than Fury versus Ngannou. Yeah, I agree. Shane, one punch of any heavyweight guys will kill him. Yeah, I agree. But not Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce is shit. Joe Joyce is so slow, bro. Like, he's so slow. Have you seen how fast Benavidez' hands is? Joe Joyce is so slow. That's an excuse, though. I'll be real. Cutting back down would be the end of David's career. It won't be positive. It won't go well for him still. My favorite boxers, Loma coming to send Tank back into the hood. Shout out to Michael Perkins. I don't think that at all. I don't think that at all. I think Tank. I think Lomachenko is coming back solely because Tank and Shakur Stevenson are no longer in the division anymore, and they no longer have world titles at the division. So he sees a clear path to undisputed, especially when two of the title holders are with Top Rank. So his next two fights could be he could fight Murataya, he could fight Abdullah Mason, and then fight for a vacant WBC or something like that. I agree. Loma and Fury are two of the greatest stocks of this decade. To be fair, Loma went a lot through his career through people ducking him though, because Tank ducked him early in his career. And Loma has fought great fighters. We can't act like Loma hasn't fought great fighters. I think the only person we can say that he actually ducked was Shakur Stevenson. I can't say he ducked anyone else. He didn't duck anyone at 26. Trying to remember if he ducked anyone at 30. Can't remember if he ducked anyone at 30. No, I don't think he does. I don't think he wants that smoke with Tank at all. You man hit the like button, like the video. Let me see how much likes we at right now. Like, have we hit our likes target? Like, I don't know. Like, have we hit our likes target? Man, just watching the video for no reason but not liking. It's not that hard to like, and it's actually not that hard to subscribe. So I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much of people. And Loma will low key likely duck Mason anyway. No chance. No chance. Loma looks at Mason like an easy lick. He needs to catch Mason now though. Before Mason fights Cordina, which he's gonna win that fight. They're gonna try and make Mason versus Murataya. And Mason can beat Murataya as well. So he needs to catch Mason early. What happened to Tank? Is he retired? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, bro. Mason will beat Mason. Loma will beat Mason comfortably. Right now, he would, but in about a year and a half, 18 months, probably not. Mali, if Roach could put box, what? If Loma could outbox Tank, it would be scary what Loma would do. Mali, Roach is a completely different fighter to Loma still. A completely different fighter. And Roach has got an amazing chin. An amazing chin. Loma's punch resilience ain't on Roach's level. I'll tell you that for free. I hear Loma Roach will be for the WBC Lightweight Championship in the summer. Yeah, I heard that as well. And I actually heard that I'm wrong. I was gonna say I heard it was supposed to be against a certain fighter, but it actually isn't. Do you guys think Karen losing to Paddy Donovan exposes boots? Nah, because it was a split decision. But I spoke about that earlier today. Shout out to Truth Teller Maxwell. He definitely ducked Shakur. I wanted to see that fight. Yeah, he definitely ducked Shakur. Definitely ducked Shakur. Yeah, Mason is too green for Loma. Definitely. Yeah, Roach is fighting Zepeda. I first heard that Roach could be in line to fight the winner of Ford versus Foster because but then obviously I think Foster, that's only if Foster wins. But I think Foster is moving up to 35 anyway. So he's gonna have a very high ranking in the for the WBC. So if Roach does fight Zepeda for the vacant, Roach will end up fighting Foster anyway, because Foster actually fought at 135 against Fulton. Lamont versus Cepeda for vacant WBC. Yeah, I heard that, but I also heard a lot's gonna change because I don't even know how Cepeda got another chance as well. That's a bit mad. I know Floyd Schofield is supposed to be fighting for the interim WBA as well. So there's a lot of action at 135 right now. Milo Williams says Mason beats Loma. Well, we haven't seen Loma fight in about 18 months to 2 years, so potentially. Who would had won between Loma and Mikey Garcia if they fought in 2019? Mikey would have lost that fight. Mikey's feet too slow. I see what Sandor Martin done to Mikey, so Mikey's feet's too slow. He will say Mason is too big for the division. But if he makes weight, he makes weight, innit? How do you measure up Mason at 22 to guys like Shakur and Devin at the same age? Well, Devin's different because Devin isn't different. I think Mason is a world class talent. I think Mason will be moved very well. I think comparing Mason to Shakur is better than comparing Mason to Devin, because Devin, from the moment he signed with Eddie, he was seen, and I think he was 22 when he signed with Eddie. He was seen as the next guy to be that guy. Like, he was seen as the guy to be that guy. He wasn't in anyone's shadow. Because at that time, Shakur was still at 26. Tank was at 30, 35-ish. But Devin was chasing Loma. Do you know what I'm saying? Devin was that guy. Like, Devin was chasing everyone. Whereas Abdullah Mason is just trying to go through the levels like Shakur did. So you can compare him more to Shakur than you can compare him to Devin. You may have already answered this, but thoughts on Keyshawn and Norman Jr. scraping the weight. I'm more disappointed in Brian Norman Jr. than Keyshawn. No, I'm more surprised in Brian Norman Jr. than Keyshawn, because Brian Norman Jr. left his dad to go to a new trainer, and his first fight back after losing to Devin, I would expect the utmost professionalism. Do you know what I'm saying? He's always been a professional fighter, so I don't know what that's because of. I'm not surprised with Keyshawn, because Keyshawn's got no direction in his career at all. But we'll talk about that. There's no way Mason beats Loma, not yet. As I said, in about 18 months' time, he's got a much better chance. The WBC is the reason why Zepeda got the fight against Roach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how. Whenever Gomez goes for it, McGregor gets stunned. McGregor is down right now, though. McGregor's down right now still. Yeah, it looks like McGregor's going to get stopped. There's 25 seconds left. I don't know why Gomez isn't just throwing flurries. Put 4 or 5 punches together, the ref might stop it. Now he's giving McGregor a chance to fight back in this round. Oh, has a good left foot. But then McGregor's just jumping up and down like some idiot. But you got caught with the left hand, you're jumping like you're in a pub. What happened to these brothers? I think it's a bad game plan for Allen to come in at 247. He will lack even more power. Hrgovic will stop him earlier. I don't think power's gonna have power or weight's gonna have anything to do with it. Fundamentally, Dave Allen's just too basic. Norman seems like a tweeter, too big for 147 and too small for 154. I don't think he's too big for 147. He looks smaller than Devin, and Devin made 147 comfy. No, I think he missed weight because he didn't take this fight serious. And this is a problem when when you go into a new camp and you leave your dad, you got new habits. It looks like he's just trapped. You know, when you lose, yeah, you try to do wholesale changes. And when you do wholesale changes, you can miscalculate because you're breaking your routine. And that's probably the problem. In fact, I'm surprised Norman missed weight. Same. Did the rank guy won? What are you talking about, bro? He will fight Raymond Muay next, so by the time Loma can fight Mason, he'll be too seasoned. I think Muay is fighting Loma next. I think Muay next fight's Loma. This fight is a quick run to CTE, probably. Then his mouth guard went out.
That's terrible.
The ref, your mouth guard went out, but bro, this guy's getting pieced, fam. McGregor is getting pieced. You man, keep the comments coming. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Alan is too basic. Alan is too basic. Fight like Hrgovic is a mistake, but he's gonna lose anyway. Bro, it's probably apparently it's big money. Apparently it's big money that Hrgovic is getting paid. Not Hrgovic. Dave Allen's getting paid. Big money. And I know why, because they're trying to build this fight up so Moses can beat Hrgovic after. Next main card. The next main card is Keyshawn Davis versus what's it called? Later today.
His birthday.
No, Rance guy lost still. Rance guy lost. I heard that Murataya could possibly be fighting Shakur at 140. I hope not. I hope not. That's a terrible fight for Murataya. Like Murataya get pieced up by Shakur. Who Murataya needs to fight is Mo. Was it Abdullah Mason? Become uniform. Oh, McGregor's getting punched up right now. The ref is having a good look, but bro, McGregor is getting punched up. He's holding on. He's not dancing and jumping around no more, boy. He's getting pieced up, bro. Them punches are landing heavy. You're gonna have a big headache tomorrow, bro. Did I miss the Hrgovic fight? No, it's either next or the fight after that. You man hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be live later on for... When they trade left hooks, they both get caught with it. Again, they trade left hooks again. They love trading left hooks off the right hand. When they throw a straight right hand, then they trade a left hook. We'll be live for the Mason fight later today, though. Not Mason. Keyshawn fight and Rhino Jr. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video and all of those stuff. He's trained by Billy Nelson. It's starting to make sense here. Billy Nelson is one of the worst coaches in Britain. I guess that Andy Cruz versus Keyshawn fight will never happen because Keyshawn might have outgrown 140. Cruz is going down to 130. I actually can see Cruz. Maybe Cruz can fight someone like Navarrete. Cruz versus Navarrete. Cruz versus the winner of Shaki and Ford. Cruz versus I mean, is it Dickens title? Is Dickens WBA champion at 30 still? Apparently Dickens versus Nick Ball might happen. I don't know if you guys heard that. What's your prediction on Dave Allen's fight? Hrgovic by either points or late stoppage. The other guy needs to go. The other guy needs to do the Benavides thing and just start throwing combos. Facts. The referee was having a look in the last round. This guy's trying to pick it. Oh, that's a good overhand right, and that's a good uppercut. You can tell these punches are hurting. And he's picking his punches. Yeah, this fight might need to get stopped still. Oh, another good shot. Another good shot. Another good shot. Another good. They love trading left hooks still. Ref, are you gonna wave this fight off? The guy's firing back though. Billy Nelson is the worst cornerman because Billy Nelson's the same guy who, when Bacoli wanted to quit against Michael Hunter, he told him not to throw. He told him to go back out there instead of throwing in the towel. When a guy said he don't want to fight no more, this guy's the worst guy at throwing in the towel, bro. This guy's an idiot. Keyshawn and Cruz was never gonna happen. I can't lie. Yeah, probably not. I mean, it was like Robisi Ramirez versus Shakur. Robisi Ramirez beat Shakur at the amateurs in the Olympics, but Robisi came into the game at one, and Shakur was always gonna outgrow that weight quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like if Sean Porter and Usyk was gonna run it back in the bro ranks. Like this guy's turning pro at 47, and Usyk's turning pro at cruiserweight. I've always wanted to see it because of their history in the amateurs and the fact that Cruz still clowns. The thing is, amateurs mean nothing, bro. Like amateurs mean a lot, but it don't really mean a lot at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lose in the amateurs, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have a better career. Raw. McGregor's holding on for their life still. Yeah, McGregor's definitely lost this fight without a shadow of a doubt. Still, run up the likes, definitely, man. You man, run up the likes, hit the subscribe button, share the video if you haven't. Cruz ain't on Keyshawn's level. He would have got stopped anyways. Probably would have. No layers. One, you definitely seem new, so hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. He's getting pieced up. I saw your podcast and I agree. The Wardley fight should not have been stopped. The ref only had one chance to stop it, and it's when he did. I agree, bro. Anyone said it should get stopped before, don't don't. They're just watching it from an emotional perspective. You gotta watch it as the fight's live on the night of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't stop a fight like that. There wasn't a specific moment in the fight where you could say, yeah, in this round at this time. Raw, Billy Nelson threw in the towel. Oh my days, fam. That must be a miracle, bro. That must be a miracle. I agree. Keyshawn's one of my favorite current fighters. He ain't one of mine, bro. Well, if you're a Keyshawn Davis fan, this is a burner, baby. I'm gonna be live for Keyshawn Davis's fight later today. Keyshawn Davis needs to get better management because his career is going down the shithole, bro. Vernon Forrest versus Shane Mosley. I think Vernon Forrest versus Shane Mosley is different. Keyshawn Davis is one of the best in the world for sure. Are you guys drunk? I rate Keyshawn Davis. I just don't think Keyshawn Davis rates Keyshawn Davis. I rate Keyshawn Davis. Nick, who does the podcast with me, also rates Keyshawn Davis. Nick raves around Keyshawn Davis all the time. The problem is, I don't think Keyshawn Davis rates Keyshawn Davis. I can have today. I hope you're here later today when we go live, because I can have a whole debate with anyone around why Keyshawn Davis's career has been mismanaged from the moment he turned pro. Because Keyshawn Davis has elite talent. Keyshawn Davis is older than Shakur, he's older than Devin, he's older than Teo, he's older than all of them, man. And he's accomplished nothing. He's accomplished nothing because of poor management and poor career decisions, bro. But I rate him. He's great talent. He's great talent, bro. He's just so unserious, but he's so cold. Reminds me of a lot of Bud Crawford. No, he can't remind you of Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford had the elite mindset. Bud Crawford had elite mindset. Elite mindset. You think Bud Crawford is gonna be in the gym with someone and say that this dude's better than me and I'm not gonna fight him? Bud Crawford will fight his mum. That's elite mindset, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Keyshawn and Eddie would have what? I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have at all. I don't think Keyshawn they would have worked at all. Let me go through some of these comments. Bare comments are coming through. Thoughts on Max Kellerman's comment. Bro, you didn't watch this week's podcast of Only Facts Sports. I literally talk about it in the first 5 minutes of the podcast. So if you wanna, don't watch it now. But when this live's over, go and watch it. Only Facts Sports, go and watch the podcast. The podcast is every Thursday for boxing, and then every Friday for football. We then do the weekly football show every Monday, and then we go live every fight. So we're giving you a lot of content, guys. So subscribe to the channel. I think the fight should have been stopped by his team, though. I agree, especially when you know that he had a flipping rematch clause, bro. You should have stopped the fight way earlier than that. We all rate Keyshawn, but right now it doesn't look like he's gonna be an all-time great. I agree. Keyshawn will retire from his career and think I could have done so much more. I'm starting to think Keyshawn got kicked out of the Bowmac camp instead of him leaving by choice. He seems like he's self-sabotaging. Potentially, truth teller Max, or you could be right. Bowmac seems like that type of guy. He's actually younger than all of them by 1 year. No, he definitely isn't. He definitely isn't. Keyshawn Davis is 27. Pretty sure Devin Haney is 27 or 26. Devin Haney is 27. Okay, he's the same age as Devin Haney. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's older than Devin Haney because Devin Haney is born in November. So he's older than Devin Haney. And Devin Haney is a free-weight world champion and former undisputed champion. That tells you. And Devin Haney came into the game with not the amateur background of Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis was a Olympian who won a silver medal. And he came into the game, signed to J Prince, and signed to Top Rank. Devin Haney came into the game fighting on small hall shows in Mexico and fighting on YouTube. Like, that should just tell you everything about the management of this dude's career. I think Keyshawn is the same age as Devin, yeah. Bud was serious, exactly. I agree, but the rewind that... What? Watch when my boy Keyshawn moves up to 147 and starts smoking your favorite fighters. You know the problem Liz, I don't have a favorite fighter for one, but the issue that I have is Keyshawn Davis will never fight an elite fighter at 147 because he could have fought elite fighters at 140. Let me ask you this question, Liz. When Keyshawn moved to 131 from 135 to 140, why didn't he fight Teofimo Lopez? Because he would have been mandatory for Teo. He was WBO champion at 135. So when you move up to 140, you automatically become mandatory. Both Keyshawn and Teo are both with Top Rank. Why did he not become... How did Shakur get the Teo fight before he did? Because Shakur wasn't even fighting at 40 yet. So how did that happen? Explain that to me. You want to know why? I don't even need you to explain it. I already know why. Because he's not professional, bro. The reason why he lost his belt at 135 was because he wasn't professional. The reason why he's not had the opportunities that he's had because he's not professional. He's cocooned his own career, bro. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm going to save all your comments about Keyshawn for later today. Later today, when I'm live for the Keyshawn fight, save it for then. When I say he reminds me of Crawford, I'm talking about his fighting style. I still don't think he reminds me of Crawford. I think he's just older than Devin, not the others. Yeah, fair enough. He didn't come in the game with Jay Prince. He just started. Oh, swear. That makes it even worse. This dude, that makes it even worse. Oh my days, bro. That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse. Someone earlier today, I think it was Samson. Samson was saying that Samson was saying that the day he leaves Jay Prince is the day I realize he's serious about boxing. The fact that he's signed to Jay Prince, bro, this guy ain't gonna achieve nothing in his career, bro. This dude ain't gonna achieve nothing in his career. This guy ain't gonna achieve nothing. Devin don't want that smoke. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, bro? Okay, cool. Cool. Devin don't want that smoke, yeah? No layers, bro. Save all this energy for when we're live later today. Please, because I generally don't have the time to actually debate you about this, because I want to debate you about this later today. Trust me, just save this talk. Keyshawn didn't even want the smoke with Dalton Smith. Turkey made moves that ain't on Keyshawn. No, no. No. When Keyshawn moved to 140, his first fight should have been he should have been pushing for the WBO mandatory. The WBO would have had to strip Teofimo Lopez. Do you want to know why? Because Teofimo Lopez hasn't even fought on a top rank card since. So Top Rank would have pushed for that fight. You know why Top Rank would have pushed for that fight? Because Keyshawn fights on Top Rank shows. Teo doesn't. So they would have pushed for that fight. And even if they didn't, if you are the champion at one weight class for the WBO and you move up, you automatically become mandatory. So that dispels that myth already. I think his mother was his manager. Bruv, it looks like it. It actually looks like it, bro. I don't disagree with your opinion on Keyshawn in terms of how professional he is, but because he's so talented, I can't give up on him. I agree. I haven't given up on Keyshawn. Keyshawn has given up on Keyshawn. You're not listening to what I'm saying, bro. I believe Keyshawn has all-time great talent. He's an all-time great talent. But Keyshawn has given up on Keyshawn. Keyshawn Davis has given up on himself. Forget me. I'm irrelevant. This nigga don't even know me. He doesn't know me. I don't control Keyshawn's career. This dude don't know me. Keyshawn has given up on Keyshawn. I haven't given up on Keyshawn. I have no control of whether you lose your belt on the scales at 135. I have no control of your career if you moved up to 140 and you didn't enforce your mandatory at 140. I have no control over you if you're fighting Nahir Albright in a rematch and you can't make weight. I have no control over that. I have no control over that. That's Keyshawn's mismanagement. I have no control over Keyshawn for saying I'm not going to fight Shakur, despite the fact that Shakur's the best in a weight class. So how can you be the best at a weight class if you're not willing to fight the best in a weight class? How can you be the best then? You can't even say that Keyshawn Davis will be an all-time great because he will never fight the best in a weight class. At 135, he never fought the best and he outgrew that weight. At 140, he outgrew the weight and never fought the best either. This guy's best win on his resume right now is Boashuk. That's his best win. Or Baranchik. Baranchik? Boashuk. Wherever that dude, that Ukrainian brother. I don't understand Devin hate. Bill said after Jermaine Ortiz, he can have the fight with Devin. All of a sudden, Haney Camp haven't mentioned Keyshawn Davis since. Keyshawn Davis decided to stay at 140. That's why. That's why. Keyshawn Davis didn't want to move up to 147. Keyshawn Davis decided to stay at 140. If Keyshawn Davis moved up to 147, he would have been automatically ranked in the WBO. Not mandatory, but it would have been automatically ranked in the WBO. He decided to stay at a weight class that he can't even make. That's what I'm saying to you, bro. You called out Teo and he's at 47. You called out Devin and he's at 47. So you decided to stay at 40 and you still can't make 40. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Bro, I think Keyshawn would have got the Teo fight if he didn't screw up the Santos fight. Potentially, hit the bell icon. Don't miss Keyshawn stream. Yeah, don't miss the Keyshawn stream because I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna go absolutely off. Keyshawn chose to stay at work. Thank you, bruv. Truth teller Maxwell is bro. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, bro. I'm not. Oh, by the way, this ain't hate. This is what I do in it. I'm just like this. As much as I respect Keyshawn and Shakur's respect for each other, Key should have got that Teal fight, and he's letting his friendship with Shakur get in the way. Thank you. What kind of man? This is no layers. Listen to this, bro. This dude said, this is what Keyshawn said verbatim. I'm gonna let my big brother fight him, and then I'll get him next. I have lived a long life. In my opinion, I've lived 27 years. It's not a long life, but it's a long life for some. In my 27 years of living, I've never said, you know what? I'm going to let my big brother hit this girl and I'm going to hit it next. Bro, I'm hitting it first, bro. I'm hitting it first, especially if the girl crossed my way first. Tio was at your weight class first, bro. Shakur was at 35. You was at 40. You was mandatory for this dude, bro. You think I'm gonna let a girl come to see me and then let one of my people hit the girl first before me? Does that make sense? How does that make sense, bro? Someone explain to me. Someone explain to me how a girl could come to my house to link me, but they end up with one of my boys before I get it. How does that make sense, bro? That's what Keyshawn Davis said. Key out of his own words. He said, I'm gonna let my big brother deal with you first, and I'm gonna deal with you next. I'm gonna stop talking about Keyshawn because Hrgovic is doing his ring walk. Maxwell Facts, speaking of Haney, when is his return to the ring? Apparently he's signing to Zaffa, so I don't even know. Nah, send the contract. If you're Debo, they had a handshake. You got to move to a weight class for me to send the contract. And that's not how boxing works. But we'll talk about it later today. There are bare other fights, though. He don't need that TO fight like that. Okay, fair enough. Speaking of Haney, when is he returning to the ring? He's returning to the ring when I don't even know. I don't know. He should have taken the Rolly Romero fight. But you, man, the Hrgovic and Dave Allen fights now, innit? So why does Dave Allen look like some pub man? He looks like what's that American heavyweight? What's that American heavyweight that won the Olympic silver medal? What's his name? Torres. What's his name again? Why does he look like him? You man, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video when you can. Share the video, but yeah, where we at with likes right now? I heard that PBC wanted Devin to fight for free. What it was PBC have a model where they pay more money on the back end. Adrian Broner talks about it all the time. You get more money off the back end, but it's dependent on what you sell. So they will probably offer you like $1 million up front, or maybe even less. But then you get paid more on the back end. Dave Allen getting stopped. What? In fact, I might put a poll in the chat. I might put I can't even. There's no point putting a poll in the chat because all of you man think Dave. In fact, you man in the chat, just tell me what round Dave Allen wins in. I mean, loses in. You don't think it's going to decision, or do you think it's going to be Hrgovic on Hrgovic by late stoppage, early stoppage? What do you not think? We got to our like target of 30. My name said round 5, round 6. Now Dave going all the way, but he taking abuse potentially. He looked like Richard Torres. That's it. Torres. I knew it was Torres. Yeah. Torres. You're saying an upset. Fair enough. Ants is saying upset. Ants is saying it's an upset, bro. I don't see it, but you could be right. It's heavyweight boxing and that. Maybe Hrgovic gets caught up. Maybe Hrgovic loses on a... I can't see Hrgovic losing by a point still. I can only see Hrgovic losing by a cuts. I have Hrgovic on cards, but Allen will get comprehensively outboxed. Yeah, in terms of boxing, Hrgovic is just just a better boxer, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just got way more fundamentals. The fact that Hrgovic is having to come out first is mad, though. Dave Allen is literally coming off a loss. You man, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share the video. Okay. Big shout out to you, man, for being in the live with me. I respect it. I love the support, regardless, even though I'll be pissing around. And obviously, I'm joking. No layers. Obviously, I'm playing around with the Keyshawn. I rate Keyshawn highly still, but I do. My opinions are still valid. Man, they were saying points. Allen will do well to get this 2 points. I agree. I agree still. Because he's going to get comprehensively outbeaten. Outboxed, sorry. Hoping for an upset. I actually think it's better for Hrgovic to win for the heavyweight division. I don't want to see Dave Allen in any fights. There's a few fights I don't mind seeing Hrgovic in. If Hrgovic loses, he's done. I agree. No, Allen has a win versus Journeyman. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I mean, if you want to call it that, still. I can't lie though. Who's Dave Allen's promoter putting in a shift? It's Eddie Hearn, bruv. That's why Eddie Hearn's there now. I swear Dave Allen won his last fight. Yeah, it was against a journeyman. I remember that. I was live for that fight as well. I think Dave Allen, but he couldn't outbox Makhmudov. Can't see him boxing Hrgovic. Facts. I legit no, there's legit one punch KO. This is in Doncaster, innit? Yeah. Yeah, that's nasty KO. That KO was nasty. Facts. I was live for that. Yeah, I think Hrgovic can give Moses a comprehensive, competitive fight. For at some points, yeah, he would definitely. Nah, Hrgovic is getting pieced up. I'm lying. You man, I'm gonna do a quick advert. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be live for Nahir Albright versus Keyshawn Davis later today. We'll be live Monday afternoon for the football weekly wrap up show. The Only Facts podcast will be Only Facts Sports podcast will be coming out on Thursday. Only Facts Football will be coming out on Friday. Then we'll be live next weekend. I don't know who's fighting though. Oh yeah, Usyk versus Rico, Giasov versus Jack Catterall. That's the fight I'm looking forward to the most. Obviously Shiraz is on that card and a few others. And at the Only Facts Sports podcast is out right now. You man go and watch that after you don't watch this. A lot of you guys wanted to hear my opinion on Lomachenko. A lot of you don't wanted to hear my opinion on Keyshawn Davis. A lot of you don't wanted to hear my opinion on Max Kellerman. That's on the Only Facts Sports podcast. If you want to hear my opinion on Chelsea and Man City and the winners, or Michael Carrick, that's on Only Facts Football, which is out right now as well. So you man go after this is over and watch all of those bits of content. Subscribe to the channel, share the video. We are literally live for every boxing fight in America, in England. No matter what the time is, we work and we put in that work still. I got Hrgovic beating Moses. I'll be real, you man hyped up Otama too much. I'll bet you a grand. If I'm a betting man, so I'll bet you a grand. When that fight happens, I'll bet you £1,000. I'll bet you £1,000 that Moses beats Hrgovic. I'll bet you £1,000. Alan KO's Josh Kelly was cold. Johnny Fisher, sorry, was cold. Yeah, trust me, mad. Shane is a he's a bright man when it comes to boxing. Bright mind, bro. I'm the greatest man when it comes to boxing, bro. Are you mad? I'm joking. Big shout out to you, fanboy. But I do believe I'm the greatest man when it comes to boxing. Still, I'm not even gonna lie. I probably met two people who I'd be like, when they talk, I probably have to listen more than I talk. In terms of people who I've met. One guy's name's L Dub Boxing. Shout out to L Dub, that's my guy. He knows boxing thoroughly still. And another guy, No, I think that's the only person. Other people, I respect their opinion, but I don't do more. I do more talking than listening. And I have my cousin. My cousin, I do more listening than talking. The one who got me into boxing. I'll maybe get him on the show, but he's another guy. He knows boxing bare, bro. He knows bare about boxing still. I used to like Max Kellerman's facts, bro. I used to love Kellerman, bro. Trust me. Back in the day when he was on HBO and that, bro. Yeah, I ain't got that much faith in Hrgovic. A lie? Hrgovic moves like he's stuck in honey. He will give Moses zero issues. Trust me, bro. That speed and he's so easy to hit, bro. Like Hrgovic will just get walked down, bro. In the beginning, his fundamentals are good, but the overall athleticism and speed is just mad, fam. Laurie knows boxing still. Laurie knows boxing, no doubt. Laurie knows boxing, but Laurie will tell you himself that, Laurie will tell you himself, like I'm the guy still. His own words will tell you that. Like we used to do shows together, and he would refer to me. Like Laurie knows boxing though. I don't even cap. Laurie knows boxing. Like if you're talking about old school, like you got people like you talk about old school, then I'm out of it, innit? Like old school, I'm out of it. You got people like Spencer Farron and that. But in terms of everything, anything probably in the last 20 years, can't chat to me, bro. Like I've got like Ring magazines from 2004 and 2005 and shit like that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've been following this sport for a time. And my cousin, who I'm talking about, he's been following this sport for like he used to live with me. He used to watch boxing. This guy trained my mind for this, bro. I've got an appetite for boxing that no one could. Bro, when I if um what's my guy's name here? If C Cave is here, yeah, he will tell you. Me and a Goodfellas boxing podcast, we used to do live streams every day, and I used to do 5 hour live streams for watchalongs where we'll do 5 hours of British cards, American cards, the most obscure cards, and we'll do every single fight on the card, every single fight. I have a video on YouTube right now with my boy Jeff where we spent 2 hours just talking about foot placement in boxing between Errol Spence and Crawford. That's how in depth. But and if CK is still watching, he will tell you because he would know. Shout out to Bon Scott. Um, Espindola is Etama's boogeyman. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think anyone's Etama's boogeyman still. I don't know. Hrgovic slapped up Adelaide, and I rate Adelaide higher than I rate Allen for sure. Yeah, Adelaide shit as well though. I remember that show. You were the that fanboy remembers, bro. Yeah, he always respected you. Yeah. Wait, fanboy, what were you talking about? With Laurie or with Jeff? Do you know about Max Kellerman's brother? Nah, I don't even know who that is. I know about Max Kellerman's sugar daddy. That's key. That's Turkey Aloe Shake, bro. Max Kellerman's turned into a fop, bro. This guy's Bonnie Blue, bro. This guy's just on his knees every night. Do you know what I'm saying? No, Talma don't want that Caballero smoke. He defo a boogeyman for a Talma. I actually think Caballero loses to a Talma, you know. But I think Caballero has a better chance of beating Usyk. Styles make fights, but I think Caballero's a bit too slow, and I've seen enough weaknesses. The fight started, by the way. Dave Allen apparently lost weight for this fight, but he still looks heavy. He's gone with an overhand right that was telegraphed. Dave Allen literally looks like, oh yeah, he got caught with a. You know, one thing that Hrgovic has is a surgical right hand, bro. That right hand is surgical, bro. Like he's very good with the jab, but that right hand off the back of the jab, look at that again. Look at that again. That right hand is surgical. It's so slow, but it's so precise, bro. He's like, bam. It's like he literally got that Vitaly Klitschko style, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? The problem is he just got terrible stamina and yeah, Dave Allen ain't lasting the second half of this fight, bro. Unless Hrgovic gasses himself out. Like, by the way, what you man, let me know if Hrgovic is still trained by Ronnie Shields. I remember Hrgovic used to train in Texas with Ronnie Shields still, and I don't know how in Texas he didn't get stamina because in Texas them man work hard over there still. Like they work hard over there. Like and all those Texas fighters that I know that came out of Texas or down south, bro, them man work hard, bro. So I don't know how Hrgovic went over there and never got no conditioning. Dave Allen's getting backed up already. The problem that I have with Dave Allen is he's trying to go to the body to bring Hrgovic's hands down and then go over overhand right. The problem is Hrgovic don't rely on blocking. So you jab into the body don't do anything. The only thing jabbing to the body does is potentially get Hrgovic's stamina down. If I'm Dave Allen, I'm going to try and walk Hrgovic down behind a high guard, not go reverse. This is what I don't understand. You can't go in reverse with a high guard. It don't make sense. If you're going, Dave Allen ain't making the second half of this fight. You can't go. You gotta go forward with a high guard. You can't go in reverse in a high guard because you're just gonna get touched. Especially someone as big as Dave Allen. Dave Allen's overhand right is so easy to see, and the difference when Dave Allen when Hrgovic got caught up against the bar and that David Adelaide, those guys are actually faster than Dave Allen. Dave Allen's punches are easily telegraphed, so Hrgovic can see them from a mile away. Got killed by a boxer with a hammer, madness still. Raw. That is mad. I didn't even know that. Is that recently, bro? Yeah. The problem that the Hrgovic is blowing already, but the problem... Oh, that's a good body shot. That is another good body shot. That is a great shot. That is a good body shot. Great work from Hrgovic there. That was a great round from Hrgovic. The only thing Hrgovic ain't with Ronnie Shields no more. The only thing Hrgovic needs to worry about is his stamina. But anyone who put Dave Allen to go the distance, yeah, you lot are wrong still. I could see it potentially, but no, you're wrong still. He beat Dubois before, right? Who beat Dubois? Hrgovic ain't beat Dubois. Never beat Dubois. Dubois beat Hrgovic. I think Warren will give a Talma time and not throw him in there deep. And I think they realized they threw Dubois in with Joyce too early. Lesson learned. Maybe. Is Hrgovic that deep though? That's the question. I mean, he's looking good against Dave Allen, but Dave Allen's a load of shit, fam. Dave Allen looks like he's playing. Oh my days! Dave Allen looks like he's playing cricket. That is funny, fam. Dave Allen's getting stopped. Yeah, definitely. No, it happened 22 years ago. I didn't even know that. Again, you see, this is how you know Dave Allen's shit. Because Hrgovic don't historically block punches, you know. Hrgovic steps out of range. But because Dave Allen's hands are so slow, he's actually able to get his hands up to catch the shot. That's how slow and how easy he's telegraphing his punches. Whereas when he fought, that was a good overhand right there from Dave Allen there. But because when he fought David Adelaide and when he fought Dubois, those guys had quicker hands. Dave Allen overhand right doesn't look like it's good enough. Allen's not even never been KO'd, I swear. No, he got stopped by David Press. I said this fight might be similar to him versus David Price still. I mean, definitely Dave Allen's looking to try and open up some cuts, but he's not going to sustain enough damage for the ref to stop the fight, bro. Every time Dave Allen lowers the lead hand, you know he wants to throw a shot to the body, facts. But for me, the body attack from Hrgovic in the last round was actually good. Look at what Hrgovic... I want you guys just to look at Hrgovic's feet. Next time when they break, you might just watch Hrgovic's feet. Watch how he kind of steps in and creates range control without even throwing a punch. Just look at his feet. Don't look at his hands. A great right hand again. Look at his feet. He creates range control. Dave Allen is doing nothing to negate Hrgovic's lead hand. Nothing. That is a great right hand from Hrgovic again. Good body shot. Good again shot. Good shot again from Hrgovic. A good jab. Good overhand right. The ball was cheating though. Guys headbutting Hrgovic. Nah, bro. Years ago. The ball lost to Joyce. Yeah. Got killer by Oseen. Is Dave on Hrgovic's chest like he was against Price? No, he's not. Definitely not. Who was that 6'8" heavyweight that couldn't take a punch to save his face? That was David Price. Good jab from Hrgovic. Good jab again from Hrgovic. Good overhand right from Hrgovic. Yeah, Dave Allen is getting peace. Dave Allen's always had a good chin, but bruv, he's getting touched right now, bro. That right hand can't miss. Good body shot again from Hrgovic. Hrgovic is picking his shots really well still. Oh, good right hand. Dave Allen took that one well, but that was a... If you guys want to see a beating, yeah, go watch Dave Allen versus Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz beat the shit out of Dave Allen, bro. Hrgovic's right hand is impressive. I saw it. Yeah, bro, his right hand's always been impressive. But what I'm more impressive with is his front foot lead control. This overhand right can be... Dave Allen's overhand right can be seen from Narnia. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Trust me. His overhand right is a... Bro, you can see that from a mile away, bro. The punch selection from Hrgovic is actually better. I see Hrgovic throw 1-2s, double jabs. He's throwing body shots with the left hand, with the right hand, with the uppercut. He's putting his shots together still. I'm not even going to cap. Can you man hit the like button, subscribe to the video, please? We are currently going into round 3. Dave Allen hasn't won a flipping second of this fight. So even if it was going the distance, I can't see him winning. But Dave Allen's always had a good chin, though. I'm not even going to lie. Good double jab from Hrgovic. Good right hand from Hrgovic. Good body shot from Hrgovic. Good 1-2 from Hrgovic. Good left hook from Hrgovic. Good jab from Hrgovic. Good overhand right from Hrgovic. Hrgovic is putting his punches together. You're seeing a punch variety from Hrgovic. Slow like molasses, but it's there. Dave Allen tried to throw an overhand right. It was so shit. Hrgovic could throw a jab and then put his hands back up to catch it. You'd have thought he was a prime Roy Jones Jr. Good body shot. Dave has to try back him up. Yoko stopped Allen. Tells you all you need. But I think Yoko was on drugs in that fight still, so I don't think we can count that. Yeah. You see Woodley activate rematch because I thought he needed like a year or... Nah, bro. Go right back in there, bro. Go right back in there, blood. Good right hand again. This is what I want to see from Dave Allen. Just sit, pause, but sit in his chest, pause. Good body shot. Force Hrgovic to fight in reverse at least. That was a terrible overhand right again. Dave Allen is so fundamentally crap that even when he's coming forward with this wannabe Derek Chisora style, he's still getting pieced up. Oh, that's a good left hook from Dave Allen. That's a knockdown, you know. Ref, I know it's a push, but that was a knockdown. Dave Allen was wheeling in these shots. Hrgovic is blowing like a slapper, but he's still landing big punches. Yeah, Dave Allen is hurt. Dave Allen's going down. Dave Allen is going down. Dave Allen is going to go down. He's looking for his overhand rights, but he's going to go down. Hrgovic just needs to pick the right shot. Pick the right punch. Dave Allen's done, bruv. Dave Allen is getting pieced up, bro. Ref, have a look. He's throwing in the towel. They're throwing in the towel. They're throwing in the towel. Are you gonna? The ref waved at the corner to throw in the towel. This is great punch selection from Hrgovic still, because that's a good body shot. Yeah, the towel's thrown in. Towel's thrown in. Dave Allen's had enough. We call it a day. You man, But on all of this, I don't want to hear nothing about the performance because Dave Allen was a load of shit. This guy came in to be a heavy bag. I want to know, is Moses Atama ready for Hrgovic? Is that what we're saying? Is Moses Atama ready for Hrgovic? The next comment I want to see from anyone, unless it's easy work from no layers, it's over. Dave needs to retire now. Bruv, the next comment from everyone I need it to be is answer this question. Is Moses Atama ready for Hrgovic? Is it too far? Is that too far? Is that a step too far? Moses sleeps him. Somehow Eddie will get in the no. I don't want to hear no comments about that. I just want to hear, is Moses Atama ready for Hrgovic? Mali says Moses sleeps him. Right now, no layers. I can't lie, fam. I might have to take back that £1,000 bet. I don't know. Hrgovic is stopping that Moses hype train. Ooh, yeah. I don't know. I might have to take back that £1,000 bet still. He's been ready for time. Shout out to RS12, sorry. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. He's been ready. Well, No Layers is saying he's not ready. That's what No Layers is saying, bro. No Layers is saying he's gonna get stopped. I think Moses is ready. But that was an impressive performance. The thing is, Dave Allen was a heavy bag today. So what can we actually do? At this point, we gotta see it. I agree with you, bro. At this point, we gotta see it. Bring on Moses first, Hrgovic. I'm disappointed that Moses ain't here today. Still, they should have made Moses here. Atama clears out Hrgovic. We'll see. Hrgovic has a chin, so it will give Atama rounds. Yeah, he definitely does, but he cuts up like a flipping slice of cheese, fam. This shows Johnny's finished. Oh yeah, Johnny's been finished. Answers nah. Wait, what? Nah, that was embarrassing. Yeah, facts. Hrgovic was very impressive. Yeah, he was impressive against a bum. An absolute bum, bro. He was impressive against a bum, bro. Alright, cool. Let me run through these comments quickly. Bear with me, man. Let me run through these comments quickly. So, Moses destroys him. Fight was a waste of time. Allen gonna end with CTE, definitely. Hrgovic is very slow, but he's got a good chin, good punch placement. Hrgovic is too robotic and static. He will struggle with the. Yeah, I agree. That's my problem. That's the problem that I have. But the thing is, he didn't struggle with Zhang because of speed. He struggled with Zhang because of timing. Shout out to Nick. Nick says Dave Allen is a thief. He definitely robbed a living today, blood. Hrgovic fought well, having a good punch selection. Definitely good punch selection. If there's anything I'll give him credit for is good punch selection. But that should tell you, when do people have good punch selection, or when do people have the best punch selection? Against heavy bags, I lie. You can throw an array of punches on a heavy bag because nothing's coming back at you. I can throw triple jabs. A guy will show his every front punch in the book. He will throw a right uppercut to the body standing in an orthodox stance. He will throw a lead left hook to the body or overhand right standing in an orthodox stance. He will throw a lead right hand and a backhand left to the body in a southpaw stance because he's fighting a heavy bag. You can throw punches when you're fighting a heavy bag still. Don't be silly. Moses stops him. What the F did I just watch? Yeah, it's mad, fam. You think Hrgovic can beat AJ if they fought today? 100%. AJ's a corpse right now. Frank Warren a nasty man. He made Dave Allen sell out Doncaster thinking he's got a shot. Bro, any Doncaster man that paid to watch Dave Allen win, I have some land on Mars or the moon you can buy still. Not gonna lie. Dave Allen didn't even get Hrgovic out of the second gear. Bruv, the maddest thing is I think Hrgovic only has one gear. Hrgovic took out the trash. Definitely. Allen is actually a crook. Definitely a crook. Moses will smoke Hrgovic in 5 rounds. Bruv, is Ibrahim Salou? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be honest with you. I think Moses wins. But certain man in the chat's telling me that Moses ain't ready for him. I don't know why. I think Moses is ready for him. I don't know. Is the Dubois versus Woolley match in the stadium? They haven't announced that yet. The fans who bought a ticket got finessed. Trust me, I'm telling you, bro. I got some money that, you know what I'm saying, I could, like, you man subscribe to the channel. In fact, Bunny, everybody who's watching right now, subscribe to the channel. Barely man watch us, but don't subscribe. Subscribing is free, you know. There's no fee to subscribe. Like levels, just subscribe. I really thought Dave Allen was gonna do something time to retire. My bro, I don't know what you saw still. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I don't know what you saw still. I don't know what you saw. Nah, you saw something I didn't see. You don't think Riakpo and Adelaide gets fed to Moses? I think Riakpo is actually a good fight for Moses. I actually spoke about that earlier today, but we'll see. Moses movement too good for him. I agree. He's too quick. We ain't even seen Moses in a fight with someone who throws punches. Gonna be a rude awakening. I agree. Hrgovic. No, wait. That's true. I agree. We ain't seen him against someone who throws punches. But the issue is Hrgovic's punches are quite slow, so he probably still get caught with shots. But I do want to see the fight happen. But I just think Moses loses. Moses wins. But I do want to see the fight happen. Hrgovic ain't beating AJ. Now he might still. AJ's a corpse right now. Marcus King, big up to you. You got Adama Traore in your bio, so that means you love athletes still. Like AJ is a good athlete, but mentally he ain't there. I've said that this guy needs to go and link the Wicked Witch of the West and go to Oz and go and see if he can get a heart or a brain still, because this guy's checked out of boxing. Moses will actually be too quick for this guy, definitely. Allen was only there for the money, 100%. Y'all gassing Moses too much. Maybe, but that's why the fight's got to happen, innit? Allen versus Chisora next effort. Am I the only one that thinks Hrgovic gives Moses a good fight? If Moses can't maintain a high pace, Hrgovic can outpoint him. Hrgovic definitely fundamentally is the best fighter that Moses has ever fought. And Hrgovic has a really good chin, really good boxing ability. Moses has never fought someone with that level of fundamentals and skill. Problem is Hrgovic is very, very slow. So he looked good today and his punch selection looked amazing, but Dave Allen was just standing there like he didn't expose his foot speed. I'm just spitting everywhere. He didn't expose his foot speed, lack of foot speed. He didn't expose his lack of hand speed. And I don't mean lack of hand speed in terms of punches, but also defending himself. Hrgovic throws, but then can get countered. So yeah. But hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I've never seen you here before, so subscribe. Plus he fights to the level of his opposition. Um, I don't necessarily agree with that, by the way. Moses he is definitely ready for Hrgovic and stops him late. Well, if he takes him to the second half of the fight, at least Moses would have done rounds. Do you know what I'm saying? No one doesn't really do rounds with Moses right now. AJ doesn't want to fight. He wants to box. AJ doesn't want to do anything, bro. AJ wants to be best friends with Usyk right now. Plus, he's got a good chin. He does. Definitely does. Nobody knows for sure if Moses Atama has a gas tank. That's the thing that I want to find out. That's what I want to find out, Ben Scott. You're right. That's what I want to find out. Does he have a gas tank? So I don't know. I don't know. Does he have a gas tank? Mally talks. It's a color thing. I've never seen a black man boxer rob money like Allen. Yeah, Dave Allen's definitely robbed a living, bro. Yeah, I don't know if it's a color thing, but it might be a color thing because black man ain't supporting no black man that much still. I don't know how white people just love to give away their money. Because if anyone thought, yeah, that Dave Allen was gonna win today and they invested in Dave Allen and they bought tickets because these tickets weren't going for cheap, you know. These tickets weren't going for cheap. Ringside tickets were like £200, fam. Bro, you paid £200 for this. You man are mad, fam. Allen versus Shaw better be for free. Bro, Allen versus Shaw better be in a car park, fam. Are you mad, bro? Allen versus Shaw better be in a pub, blood. That's what it better be. Moses hasn't even got his man strength yet. He's only a puppy. But he's a puppy that's biting, bruv. It ain't a gas thing. Moses needs a test. Some questions need to be answered regarding. I agree. This is another thing I agree with. What you're saying is facts. I've never seen you actually in the chat before, but you're chatting facts still. Hrgovic has good. big fight experience Moses ain't got yet. Bro, you men are saying some facts, but that's why we have to see the fight still. That's why we have to see the fight. This is what we want to see. Do you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to see Dave Allen fight again. I definitely don't. I definitely don't. If you, I mean, I'm live for a minute, so it is what it is. Moses walks him onto a uppercut 100%. He's the thing is, yeah. You know what? You know what Moses hasn't shown me? He hasn't shown me great timing. He's shown me great hand speed, and because his hand speed's so good, he hasn't really had to time his opponents that much. But um Hrgovic has got really good timing, and timing beats speed. So we'll see. Moses don't have a gas tank, was breathing out of his mouth. That's true. That's true. His gas tank hasn't been tested yet, and Hrgovic can test it. Couple man were saying Allen will cause an upset. Couple man were saying that still. If Hrgovic doesn't get him out of there in 6, he starts looking ponderous himself. True, but I don't know if Moses fights well in the second half of a fight because he relies so much on the speed and explosiveness. That's the first thing to go. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you get tired, do you still have that speed? Do you still have the explosiveness? This is what we will find out. This is what we want to see. I don't know. Wilder certainly took a bag against Zhang, but that was in Saudi blood. So them Saudi man will pay for anything, blood. I'm one of Rance's people, found you through him. Shout out to Rance. Still, Rance is going to be live with us, or maybe live with us later today for the Keyshawn Davis fight later today. So everyone who's in here, I'm going to be live in about 3.5 hours, because I want to get some sleep. I'm going to be live in about 3.5 hours for Keyshawn Davis's fight as well. Mario Barrios finesses his way into some $1 million, major dollars, but he was actually a world champion. Dave Allen definitely installs fake solar panels or something. I'm so done. That is hilarious. Atama has never been in deep waters and his gas tank is questionable. I agree. Definitely questionable. We've never actually seen it tested at all. We've never seen it tested at all. So yeah, blood. Um if Hrgovic doesn't fight Moses, who do you guys want to see Hrgovic fight? Put it in the comments. Who do you guys want to see Hrgovic fight next? If it's not Moses. Because the fight that makes sense to me, if the rematch wasn't happening, would have been nah. Hrgovic, maybe Hrgovic versus Joseph Parker. What do you guys think? You man, wait, I'm literally just looking into something. Give me a second. I'm gonna go get through these comments in a second. I think my man did because I've got it on me. I don't know. Did my man just announce his retirement? Yeah, I don't understand. Um, sure, Hrgovic is ponderous, but he took a battering against the bar. He ain't no pussy. That's a fact. Conor Ben also scammed his way into millions. Yeah, I don't know how he done that. Dave Allen versus Joe Dress, bum of the Britain boss. That's hilarious. Yeah, Parker. Have you heard of a prospect called Joshua Edwards? I think you will rate him. He's cold. I haven't heard of him, but I'll definitely go watch him. Zhang rematch. Nah, Zhang's done. Caballero, by the way, you might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Because I'm seeing some new names. Juice Sads says Caballero. Hrgovic versus Cabello was a decent fight, but I want to see Cabello versus Usyk. What was Allen's purse for this fight? It was over 500,000 still. I think I've yet to see any boxing pages talk about him. He's signed to Golden Boy. Well, I'll go look him up still. Hrgovic versus loser of the Bar versus Wardley. Well, they're rematching, isn't it? You on the show tonight, Shane or just Nick? That's me. It's me by myself. Nick ain't here still. Hrgovic Parker, yeah. I think most of you man are saying Hrgovic Parker. I wouldn't mind seeing that. How long do I have left on this show? I'd probably say you might hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. I will be here later today for the Hrgovic for the Albright and Keyshawn Davis fight. Yeah, you might subscribe to the channel. I'm just trying to think. There we go. I've been trying to do something for that the last 10 minutes, and I'm struggling to do it, but might finally managed to do it. Leo Tang is a good prospect too. Plus, we have Matty Harris, heavyweight in the UK division. Heavyweight in the UK is looking safe. Is in safe hands. Moses Atama is the only one I've been overly impressed with. I don't like the way they're marketing Atang. I think they need to market Atang as a boxer, not as this next coming of Anthony Joshua. I mean, Dubois versus Wardley second fight loser. What do you mean? I think Hrgovic does Wardley worse than Dubois. He's more accurate. I'm not sure about that. I don't think Hrgovic could keep up with Wardley's pace, though. Hrgovic can't fight in the second half of a fight. So unless you're stopping Wardley early, he's going to take you into real deep waters, bro. What do you think of Hunter versus Talma? I think Hunter gives him a very tough fight. Hunter needs to come back to the heavyweight division and actually start fighting consistently. There was a time Hunter, I had him highly touted in the heavyweight division. I thought he had beaten Povetkin. His win over what was that Russian dude he fought? The one that signed to World of Boxing. What was that Russian dude he fought? The one that's part of the Gassiev and Bivol camp. What was his name again? Oh, bro, I'm not good with names, you know. The one who ended up fighting Martin Bacoli. What was his name again, man? Can't remember his name. They've got enough to lower the sink for having AP. That is hilarious. Yeah, they market Atang like a model. Yeah, like they need to market him more as a boxer because he's not the next coming of age. He's still. All he does him late, I agree. Once you've watched Edwards, could you do a video on him? I think he could be the face of American heavyweight boxing. Yeah. Kuzman. Shout out to you, Sergey Kuzman, bro. Thank you for reminding me. I was getting pissed as well. Bro, I'm getting old. I ain't even taking no punches. I'm getting old. I'm forgetting fighters. Honestly, I don't mind talking about him, but I want to see him fight in it. Jared Anderson. I lost a lot of respect for Jared Anderson because the way there's no problem losing, but the way he's continued his career, I don't really like. But the maddest thing was, I remember a few guys from the East Coast. I'm not gonna say no names, but they're big in YouTube. They told me, bro, Jared Anderson ain't shit. They told me that. This was years ago. They were like, bro, all this hype behind Jared Anderson, bro, he ain't shit. I've seen this dude get pieced up. A lot of YouTubers in America have been telling me. And that's why you don't really see a lot of support behind this dude. Because this dude, I've been in America a few times. I've been in the gyms over there, but I ain't seen him in the gym. So I don't know. These men have seen him and they said he ain't shit. Sergey Kuzmin is who you are thinking about that fought Martin, but yeah, that and Hunter beat him comprehensively still. Anytime, brother, big fan of the channel, love. Anderson took 1 L and didn't want the smoke no more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta jump back on the horse quick. His performance against Bacoli was shit though. Whose performance against Bacoli was shit? Gassiev didn't fight Bacoli. Did Garcia fight Bacoli? I must have missed that fight. Garcia fought Bacoli. I don't remember Garcia. Maybe he did. I don't remember. Um. Oh, Anderson. Fair enough. Hunter says it's hard for him to get fights. He has a boogie. He's a boogeyman at this point. Um, I understand why it would be hard for him to get fights, but the issue with Hunter is his management of his career is poor as well. It's been poor. Like Michael Hunter needs to just start taking fights as an opponent, just like cheap. You just got to take any fight you get in it, and just try to make your name some way, shape, or form. Anderson wants the rematch. They'll get pieced up still. Not sure, mate. He's Russian. No, I was talking about my man's name. I forgot his name again. What's his name again? Kuzman, Sergey Kuzman. I always thought Anderson didn't have enough power to compete with. I don't think it was power. I think it was more of a mind thing. Gave Usyk a competitive fight. Oh yeah, definitely, and definitely. I haven't seen Hunter since Usyk. Now he fought Povetkin, he fought Gasayev, he fought Bokoli. Not Gasayev, he fought Kuzman, he fought Bokoli. He's a good fighter. Anderson is decent, but he's mentally his mentality is what will stop him. Agree. That's what a lot of men were saying. A lot of men from like New Jersey, Philly, New York, they were telling me, bro, like mentally he's just not that. Like one of them told me in the lead up to a fight, like he was asking for advice and that, like mentally he's just not there. That's what somebody told me. I'm not gonna tell you told me, but someone told me that. Do you think Richie Riakpo versus Bacoli is a good fight? From a looks perspective, I don't think so. No. You man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Um, yeah, I want to see some subscriptions. I want to see an upward trajectory of the subscriptions from this point onwards still. Because bare man are watching us, but they're not subscribing. Um, I'm gonna be live later for Albright versus Keyshawn. I just want to see if there's anything else that I really need to discuss whilst I'm on the live. This is why it's, you know what it's mad, yeah? You know when you do lives by yourself, it's difficult to do lives by yourself and then keep conversations going. That's why I love the fact that you man turn up today. Because if there weren't a lot of you man, or if there was like no comments, then it would have been difficult. But you lot have kept the comments coming through still. Let me go through the rest of these comments. So crying to Roy Jones wasn't the worst thing he's done. Is that how he's been moving? Bro, he's done some bad stuff, but I don't know, bro. I don't know. But man, I'm talking about like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, couple of my brethren who live in who live in America, they go to the gyms regularly, bro. They told me, bro, this dude's shit, bro. That this dude's shit. I remember I asking them about like why is no one behind Jared Anderson? Like, why is there no support behind him? He's like, bro, the dude's shit, bro. Big up Shane, great stream. Albright getting stopped, late stoppage. Um, well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about that later today. We'll definitely talk about the Albright Keyshawn Davis fight. Honestly, bro, I would stay on live, but because I'm gonna be live later today, I don't really want to be. I've been on live for like 2.5 hours. I'll be on live. In fact, yeah, no. You might hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna do a quick advert, then it's cool. We'll call it a day. We'll be live today. For Keyshawn Davis versus Albright. Now the live stream's over. You man go to the Only Facts Sports podcast and watch my opinion on Max Kellerman, Lomachenko out of retirement, Keyshawn Davis. If you want to hear my opinions on the FA Cup final, then go on Only Facts Football. If you want to hear my opinion on Michael Carrick, Only Facts Football. If you want to hear my opinion on Arsenal winning the league, Only Facts Football. If you want to hear my opinion on... Bro, just go through our channel and subscribe. We'll be live on tomorrow. We'll be live later tomorrow morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Then we'll be live for Only Facts weekly wrap up, football weekly wrap up, on Monday, 8 p.m., 7 p.m. So yeah, man, you man hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Anderson is part of the Shakur pack now. Yeah, he is. Is Nick gonna be on the next live stream? Not today, but he'll be live on Monday. But he won't be live later today. Still, Nick's got prior arrangements. Has left me to hold the fort, whatever the term is. But yeah, you man, love for the support today. Big up for tuning in. Just go to hit the post notification bell so you know when I'm live later today. But yeah, man, we'll get into the Keyshawn Davis talk because a lot of you lot were getting on my back about Keyshawn Davis. So we'll get onto the Keyshawn Davis talk as well. We'll tune in more if you're respectful, love.